This study is showing this Japan diet can make you less depressed. Don't worry, it's just temporary. Ha 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 ha. I get it. I see what they did there. Anyway, while Japanese people eat a wide variety of diets, the most traditional is washuku. I think I'm saying it washoku. The plan is low in saturated fat and added sugar, high in fiber, rich in omega-3 fatty acids, and packed with fermented foods that supports gut health. That means plenty of fish, miso soup, white rice, veggies, salt, soy, mushrooms, seaweed, and green tea. It's pretty clear. Well, Shoku is healthy, and a new study shows it can also help you beat the blues. The research published recently in the journal Psychiatry and Clinical Neurosciences tracked 12,500 Japanese workers from 2018 to 2021. Those who closely followed the Washoku diet were 17% to 20% less likely to experience depressive symptoms than low adherence peers. Most 88% of the participants were men in their early 40s. Nearly 31% reported symptoms of depression. Researchers created a 0 to 9 scale based on how often they consumed Washoku staples like mushrooms and fish. Those who stuck to the diet tended to be older, non smoking, married women. They were also more likely to be well educated, physically active in their free time, and work regular daytime hours. Scientists say the diet's signature ingredients, omega 3s from fish, antioxidants from veggies, and seaweed, plus probiotic power from fermented soy, could boost mood and brain chemistry. Let's finish it up here. Plus, green tea is a longevity hack believed to do everything from improve heart health to starve off cancer and cognitive decline. The research points out that their findings added to the mounting evidence that what you eat can have a major impact on your mental health. I've been saying this shit for years, man. I've been saying this forever. I've been saying this, and you see why Japan has the society that it does, right? And I plan on going to Japan soon, but you see why Japan is where they are, how the people look, how they look. It's mainly in the food, man. It's always whenever you look at a society, look at the economy, look at how the people interact, look how the energy of the city, always link it back to one, obviously the money, right? Always follow the money. And two, man, look at the diet, bro. Look at the food they eat. Look at the culture. You're not going to see this in American culture. Look, go outside right now and look at American culture. All you're going to see is fat, dumpy people walking around, depressed, moody, irritable, lazy. It's just American culture. But when you look at Japanese culture, look at the food they eat. Look at the systems that are in place to keep the society the way it is, right? I always say that the food you eat impacts your mental health. So what do you think happens when you are constantly putting in processed foods, when you're constantly eating sugar, when you're constantly drinking high caloric drinks that are high in sugar and other preservative and ingredients? What do you think is going to happen to your mental health? This is not a surprise. This is not something that's shocking, but it's something that I do believe that most people are not aware of. You know, most people just think they catch depression. No, it's really a lifestyle thing for the most part, right? There are certain things that happen to people. I get that trauma, things like that. And even that's a different story. But when we're looking at depression from a grand scale, in general, depression comes down to a lifestyle factor. It always comes back down to lifestyle factors. What is your daily habits? How do you eat every day? What is your routine? Do you have a routine? Do you have structure? Do you have discipline? If you don't have the core fundamentals, then yes, it's no wonder you're depressed. It's very common to be depressed when you don't have these things in place. So, yeah, I mean, this is like I said, this is not surprising. This is not surprising at all. Um all the food is high in omega-3 fatty acids. And one thing that they do well. Well, two things I would say is they focus on the macronutrients and the micronutrients. The micronutrients, so macronutrients really help your body composition. Macronutrients determine how much muscle you can put on. Macronutrients determine how much muscle you can put on based on how much protein you consume, right? The micronutrients determine how your body functions, determine your mood, it determines how you overall feel. So they do a great job of adding in, the whole puzzle. They prioritize macronutrients and prioritize micronutrients. And that's something that you have to do. Don't just, stick with don't just focus on macronutrients. You have to focus on the micro as well. You have to focus on the things that are going to make your body function at the highest level. Focus on the minerals that are going to help you have a better mood. You know, focus on things that are going to support your gut health. Your gut health has a direct correlation to your mood. It has a direct correlation to how you feel on a day-to-day basis. So when you have a negative gut health, then yeah, you're more likely to become depressed. You're more likely to have an irritable spirit. You're more likely to not be in the best mood. So these are things that these are things that you get from having a great balanced diet. You know, you don't get this from having a bunch of processed foods and then every now and then you have chicken and rice. It's not how it works. You have to have a majority of healthy foods, mainly your macronutrients, protein, carbs, healthy fats, and then you have your micronutrients, right? The minerals, things that are going to help you accelerate in life, have a better mood, so on and so forth. So, um, we can learn a lot from Japan's diet system. We can learn a lot from Japan's overall lifestyle. And that's one thing that Japan prioritizes. They prioritize not just having healthy foods, they prioritize having a system. When you have systems in place, it's very hard for you to fail. We talked about this before about having, why your workout program didn't go the way you thought it would, because the system that you had it under, it didn't work for you. So in this case here with Japan, the system works for all of its residents. It works for all of its, um, you know, all the people that are there. It's just it starts from when they were very young in grade school into adulthood, and you see the result. And on top of that, they control their portion sizes. They're not eating until they feel full. They're not eating until they want to go to sleep. The food they eat, it doesn't even cause you to go to sleep. The food we eat in America, that shit puts us right to bed. We get the itis when we eat food in America. We eat a big, like, if we eat a big ass meal in America, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna get knocked out. Like you're knocking the fuck out in a few minutes. It's just the culture here. We don't really understand the importance of whole foods. We don't understand the importance of nutrient dense foods. We eat a meal and we're still hungry because that whole meal wasn't it didn't like we didn't absorb the food because it wasn't real food. Like it's very common for us to it's very common for us to you know just have a shit diet out here, man, and really just eat whatever's in front of us. So shout out to Japan, man. I definitely want to go soon. I will go soon. And it will give me a deeper look and insight on just how that society is ran. So I'm definitely looking forward to going out there pretty soon.